Welcome back to Matrix Uploaded. We're looking at poetry, and in this segment we're going to be looking at The Surf by Roy Campbell. His naked skin clothed in the torrid mist that puffs in smoke around the patient hooves, the ploughman drives a slow somnambulist, and through the green his crimson furrow grooves. His heart, more deeply than he wounds the plain, long by the rasping share of insult torn, red clod, to which the war cry once was rain and tribal spears the fatal sheaves of corn, lies fallow now. But as the turf divides, I see in the slow progress of his strides over the toppled clods and falling flowers, the timeless, surly patience of the surf that moves the nearest to the naked earth and ploughs down palaces and thrones and towers. Stage 1 is finding out about the poet, the time that the poem was written, and the structure of the poem. Roy Campbell is a South African poet. The poem is written some time ago, but obviously has a South African context, and the structure is a sonnet. Stage 2 is reading the poem and analyzing it. We start with step 1, which is summarizing the content. The observer looks at a black man ploughing a field. The man looks as if he will never rebel against the situation and the people who oppress him. However, the speaker predicts that there will come a time when his ancestral nature will rise up and he will destroy the structures of society. Step 2 is to analyze each unit of the poem. The poem is a sonnet. A serf is a peasant farmer who is tied to the land. Let's look at the first section. The observer notices there is a man who is ploughing. We're told that he is a ploughman. Notice how hot it is. The dust is puffing up around the patient hooves of the oxen. The ploughman looks as if he is a sleepwalker, as if he is asleep, as he moves up and down in the heat. The next section is actually quite tricky. We're told that his heart lies fallow now. So his heart is being described as a piece of land. When the land lies fallow, it is resting. We're told that his heart is a red clod. It gives us the blood color and it gives us the shape of the heart, and a clod is also a piece of earth. Now, when the land has the rain fall on it, the land produces corn. So this is the corn. In the same way, when the heart heard the war cry, the heart produced spears. So here, the man is being described as the land. He is very closely associated with the land. The land is merely resting. It still has the potential to produce corn. The man's heart is merely resting. He has the potential to rise up and be a warrior again. Here is the division of the sonnet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 lines. So the sonnet divides into 8.5 and into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 instead of 8 and 6. Again, that break is marked by the full stop and the word but. Up until here, it looks as if the man is passive. But, he says, I see in him the surly patience of the serf. Surly is like bad-tempered or angry. Patience, again the idea of suffering and waiting. He moves the nearest to the earth, picking up this idea of his close association with the earth, but he will eventually plow down palaces and thrones and towers. So the observer notices this black plowman ploughing apparently half asleep up and down in the heat of the South African sun. But he says the idea that the man is passive and has lost all rebellious spirit, all pride, that is actually false. The man still has his pride, and he will rise up against his oppressors, and he will plow down the symbols of power and wealth and government, palaces and thrones and towers. Once again, our sonnet structure gives us the appearance of the serf and the reality, the prediction of a violent future. Thank you for watching Matrix Uploaded. I hope that the brief descriptions of these poems have been useful to you and helpful, and that you've understood them. And from me, bye-bye.